Here is our grafting update for 2020. So I saw this online. A friend of mine sent it to me and it looked pretty easy, so I tried it. So it's looking good. I'm gonna put the plastic bag back on it, but that's just a dragon fruit seedling tip graft. Just the tip. All right. Other grafts here. Sometimes people think that it may fail, but if you give it time, look at that. It's taking. Just took its time. So just the leaves were left behind and it's still successful. Okay, what else do we have here? Here are two Orhona cross seedling grafts. One is pruned. This one is pruned. It's coming in nicely. It's been a few months, and this is my oldest one here. Now I have not been pruning it. It is an Orhona cross. The two are the same age that you just saw, but I grafted this on 11/29. And the other one I grafted in about March or February. So these are really getting big. Again, this is an Orhona X, so unknown pollen source. But when you graft seedlings, they get big really fast, even if there's lots of ant damage, as you can see. They're really resilient. Here's the peg style graft with condor. So we've had some people talk about that, wondered if it worked. Yes, it did. It's wonderful and thick, you can see. Doing really great. And it did have some new growth in here, but I'm getting a lot of bug damage. You can see that graft is happy. It's definitely a successful union. It's just gonna callus over with time. Okay, now those last two that you saw are exactly the same age as these seedlings. So these are some other seedlings from that Orhona batch. So you can see the size of it. There's two actually there. I'm gonna separate them today. Versus this. And again, these are exactly the same age. It's unbelievable. Super cool. All right, what else do we have here for you? These are different Pelora grafts on different rootstock. That's Pelora on El Grullo. So it's a little bit slower, but very hardy rootstock. Halley's Comet with a Pelora graft. You can see the ant damage again. It's been really frustrating. The ants come in at night, no matter what I do, no matter what I put on them, and they just eat the flesh. You can see the ant right there. Diatomaceous earth works pretty well, but it always starts out with a hole like that, and then it goes down a hill from there. So I'm gonna treat this with some neem oil today. I'm gonna go back to my neem oil regimen. This is a physical graffiti seedling graft, you can see. Unknown pollen source. Here's another peg style graft. This is an axe on a Delight rootstock. Now this is a successful union as well. It's been about 2 months, but this was a very light green cutting and it was very unhappy, and I saved it. So it's definitely thickening up. It's definitely getting greener. So that is a successful union. Again, that's the peg style graft that we did a video on. Works pretty well. Flat graft. And this one's pretty interesting because I broke it off. So it was a successful seedling graft, but I broke it. So we'll see what happens with that. Just kind of leave it alone. And then this was our coral cactus graft. You can see it failed. It eventually just kind of separated. And so some people on the comments said that euphorbia, you cannot graft a euphorbia to a dragon fruit. And maybe they're right. So, all right, so you can see where I cut it right here. For that peg style graft, there was a peg here on this Halley's Comet rootstock. And I attached this unknown variety from my neighbor to see what happens. And you can see that it was successful. So lots of new growth here. Ant damage. It's been really annoying this season, but I'm trying something new, so we'll see. But this graft definitely works, as you can see. Right here is where I cut it about December 1st. So I'll show you the one that we did in the video. It's still around. Let's go check it out. Okay, so let's talk about this simple and easy method here. I really like it a lot, and there's no fault to the styler method. It's fully attached. It's 100% on there. It's gonna grow. I'm not worried about that. But the problem was our failure, or my failure, was that I used the really mature rootstock that didn't have roots. So this has been grafted for 6 months now, and it's just starting to root now. So I bet it would have done a lot better if I had well-rooted rootstock. So I tried it again recently with that axe, and we'll see what happens. But I definitely really like this method, even though it's been slow. So I still recommend it. All right, give us a like and a subscribe. Have a wonderful day. Learn from our failures. Take care.